Kia ora koutou katoa whānau, me ngā hoa mā o ngā haue whā. Nau mai haere mai whakarongo mai ki te reo irangi o Arrow FM. We welcome folks to another Tribal Nations kōrero about community wellbeing. My name's Clinton. I'm a member of Tribal Nations MC, and Tribal Nations is on the air to talk about community wellbeing issues. We've been on the air for quite a few months, couple of months actually, 3 months maybe, talking about community wellbeing. It started from the green ribbon kaupapa, then it evolved into white ribbon, and now we're heading towards Christmas. We're talking about community wellbeing and keeping yourself happy, maintain your hinengaro, and if you feel yourself under pressure, don't take it out on your whānau. So whānau, I'd like to introduce special guests in our studio today, Sister Lavinia Mackenzie. Welcome, sister.
Oh, kia ora, brother. Thank you.
And as usual, we have our other brother, a young Tribal Nations up-and-comer member, young Matt Shackleton. Kia ora, Matt.
Still here, still sitting in the seat.
Yes, whānau. As we talked about last week, community wellbeing and the pressure that Christmas might be placing people under. So we'll have that kōrero later on. And if some of you were listening a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the white ribbon kaupapa, and we had some guests that come in and from the far north, from the Waikato, talking about the kaupapa. And at the same time, we were also we were lucky enough to begin a kōrero about the women's welfare and Sister Lavinia was talking about that, and we just ran out of time and talking about that kaupapa when our brothers from the Waikato rang in and talked about the white ribbon kaupapa. So luckily for us today, Lavinia is in here again to finish that kōrero or to remind people about the facilities and the services that are available to whānau out there. And I think that it's quite relevant at this time that people are reminded of this, because as we heard in the last couple of days, there was another domestic incident where a lady had lost her life at the hands of her ex-partner. So we know that for women, that time is the most dangerous time when they are intending to leave their partner. This can be the most dangerous time for them. So, sister, can you tell us a little bit about your what services are available for people out there, or especially our ladies?
Oh, well, I work for and with Wairarapa Women's Refuge, and yes, at this time of year, we always just have that open thought as we're doing our jobs, answering phones and connecting, communicating with our communities, families. It is a very, very stressful time of the year for a lot of families, and also if they do have issues in their family lives, it filters down onto the children and into their schooling communities, and they actually really do get to talk with other children who can be supportive of what they might be going through that other adults don't know about what's going on. I am the coordinator of the Safe House, and I get to look after the residents that we have, and just giving them that space and time to think about their next steps and where they're going to go from here, or what kind of services that can help them find. It's really quite hard at this time for housing, emergency housing. It's not just at this time of the year, it's through the whole year. Housing is a real big problem for families, finances to be able to pay the rent, pay the flat power, food, school fees, uniforms, especially food. we do have the volunteers. Each year we put together a volunteers training course. You have no idea what to expect. I still have no idea what to expect. I've been volunteering now for 3 years.
So it's a volunteering course. So who is this with again? Sorry?
Wairarapa Women's Refuge.
So that's the name of the company that you work for here in Marston?
Yes.
Yep. And so how many, so you look after the people that come in?
Yes.
How many?
We all do.
Yep.
But, yeah.
That's basically your job is your main focus on in that job. How many people, do you mind if I ask, like just a rough number of how many people do you deal with, like a day or?
It's many.
It's many? It's up there?
It's many. But a lot of them we can support them with coming in to have a meeting, have an interview with our coordinators of adult.
Mm-hmm. And obviously the youth as well, I hope. Do you deal with a lot of the youth or not really?
No.
Just one of the adults, really.
Adults and
that's
just
fair enough.
women and their children.
Wow.
And domestic violence crisis situations. We get. You never even know what you're going to get when the phone rings.
I can imagine that.
It's just the amount, but it's really good because we encourage everyone that are having, and even family members, on the weekends they will ring the crisis line just to get advice of the best way for grandparents or aunties who are concerned about their sisters and their nieces in a relationship. You know, they'd like to know what is it that they can do to help support their family member and giving them good advice about a bad relationship that they might be in, or
any type of bad situation, really.
Any kind of bad situation. I absolutely love having those types of phone calls because at least they've given the time to ring in and we get to give them the best advice to help their family members.
And I guess if they're calling in, you basically from the get-go, you know they're calling in, so it means these people actually care about this person.
Yep.
So it means they're going to take in what we say.
Yes.
So we need to actually
follow up. Yes.
So that's probably it's really good for you. You guys, because that means you guys know that these people need the help.
They need the help, and they need to have good, solid advice of maybe they've had domestic violence in their families, for 8 years or something. I'm just giving an example, and it's just come to a stage where we've got about 5 kids, and the relationship's just really broken to the point where it's become quite toxic, and which is quite really, really sad because I really promote and love families. I love husbands and wives and family units, and so it's really quite sad to see that good families, in time of stress, years does it. Life does it. You can't pinpoint a particular course of.
No, there's never just one thing. That's what I found out, because I used to deal with anger management, and the way they explained it to me and dealing with my anger was, this is like your anger is like it's like an iceberg. You just see the one half, but it's a whole another categories underneath that. So try and find all those categories and getting that person to understand them and where they've gone wrong in a situation is quite complex. Next follow-up question is really it's not just Māori that they come to you, it's also Pākehā.
Like domestic violence doesn't prejudice of any race.
No, exactly.
Anywhere in the world. So we deal with different cultures all the time, and it's really good to be able to see that, to also be a very good part of the community, because if these other different cultural communities, then you can actually sort of reach out to like another crisis families community and see how they support their culture and or whatever support they can give us, or we can help them. It's really huge. You just can't really pinpoint just one or anything. It just blows us away every day.
Oh,
Every day.
100%.
Every second. We're just amazed about the, oh my gosh, just all the different types of family issues that happen.
This is another question. This is something for basically everyone, including the listeners out there and stuff. It's just like, what do you think that the communities like of Martinborough all the way through to Masterton, we've got some big areas here. What can we do to help the cause and help you guys do a better job?
Do what you guys are doing right now is amazing. I love what you guys have stand for. I have always loved the White Ribbon movement. I'm so glad to meet y'all.
We are grateful to meet you.
Right place. I'm forever giving out those white ribbons, I used to have them on every item of my clothing, my bag, and but the best thing that you guys are doing is exactly what you're doing, to helping our refugees throughout New Zealand, and I'd like to put that I really love that Wairarapa, the Women's Refuge movement is underneath the Treaty of Waitangi. So, and what it is that I got to learn was honouring the treaty. And that's what we're doing is with Refuge, is honouring the treaty of fulfilling what our role is as the refuge, what all refuges, caucus collectives throughout New Zealand. And I just love that umbrella that we've got that, and it's not a government, but really it's the treaty, and I love that.
So just another I've got a few of these.
It's great.
So you say if there's like I see this quite a lot, I'll hear about it quite a lot, I don't really see it that much. There's friends saying, oh yeah, my friend or my sister, or they're in an abusive relationship, I don't know what to do. Can they come to you, as a friend of that person, can they still come to you and say, what should I do this? And if they did come to you, what advice would you give them, for that friend to help the person that's in the crisis?
It's also good for a friend to have other friends and family members of that person
get involved
as well, and not make the person who's having relationship issues, not to make them feel isolated, that
alone,
guilt, shame because of in the situation that they found themselves. And I guess a lot of abused people, they do go into a shell, so they're going to always say, no, they're all right, but they're not. And it's just that caring, loving family and friends is the only way, and great advice to bring them along. Ring up at our crisis line on Monday morning, 8:30. We're normally in the office. If I've gotten a phone call like that over the weekend, I'll let my coordinator know first thing in the morning, be expecting and then of a caller that we had over the weekend who's really quite concerned and just would really like your solid advice of how they can support and help the family get some not resolve, but some steps of moving forward and healing with them, sharing them some inner strength with them, and giving them that strength that they've been a mum, they've been a nan, they've been working, they've been a partner, everything, and you've been standing on your own for all these times, and you're the strongest person out of this relationship. So that's what I normally do with a lot of our...
To basically build them up.
Give them back that strength
that they feel like they've lost. But it's still there, they just don't know it's there.
They don't know it's there.
And so you're just basically just reminding them. That is awesome. That's beautiful.
To hold on to them right there while we have them and listen.
Yeah. real beacon of hope.
Well, you know, I'm not allowed to advise them to go home with baseball bats, so...
No.
But apart from that, no, it's just a little joke, but that's the main of what my job is. I really liked how Darcy said the other week, and I never ever looked at it this way, that we're actually in the front line. I didn't actually see that until Darcy had made mention of that, and that blew my mind. That totally blew my mind of where we are, and because I wasn't doing it blindly, I guess I was just doing it for love, and passionate about health and safety of all families and all humans and animals, you know, the land.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kia ora, o kōrero whānau. That's exactly where we're at too with our kaupapa. We are staunchly family first. We are, whānau, just like to welcome my wife, Charlene.
We got locked out. So.
Yes.
We did try.
Late arriving today and she got locked out, so welcome. And the values of our club are all about family and acceptance and helping others and kotahitanga and manakitanga. So that's unity for everybody. It's all inclusiveness, and it's manakitanga, which is exactly what you're doing, and supporting the whānau, supporting the people. And like you said, it's we're not picking on any or recognising any individual groups of people. It's all people. It's all whānaus, and that's the message too that we're talking about this season. That the season's about being nice to each other, and it's about looking after each other and supporting each other. So what a massive kōrero, you guys. Sister, is there a number? Do you know the number for Women's Refuge? Are you able to put that out there for people to, and how do they engage with you guys? Can they engage with you guys directly, or do they have to be referred? If someone's feeling like the need to reach out to you,
the crisis line is the line.
The crisis line.
The crisis line is the line. We are 24/7.
Yep.
We have a great team of here in the Wairarapa.
Yep. Yeah, we'll find the crisis line whānau, because it's good. It's good to get these numbers out there.
Oh, 100%.
And another
100%.
Yeah.
If you don't know the number, you can't really, call up.
Yeah, our crisis line is 06377 1717.
06377
1717.
So that's the crisis line whānau, 06377 1777. 1717. Sorry, whānau. 1717. So yes, Women's Refuge, Wairarapa Women's Refuge, doing a great service looking after our whānau in the Wairarapa. And it's a hard thing for people to do at times, to reach out at times, or sometimes it's a necessity, and it's a tragic situation. So all you men out there who feel like doing harm to your whānau, stop it, cut it out. Yeah, it's not good. Remember the kōrero we had a couple of weeks ago with our brother from the Waikato, who reminded us that about the mana that our wahine carry, and how our history was with looking after our whānau and our wahine especially, and the history and the mana that they carry for us and our whānau, and it's our duty to be looking after them, not hurting them, and not placing them in that situation where they are going to get hurt and then hurting our kids over it as well. So there's the challenge to all you men out there, man up and stop your bad behaviour towards your whānau. Kia ora. So, sister, is there anything else you would like to add about with the Women's Refuge? Any other things that they're doing for our community for Christmas? Are they doing anything for Christmas?
We've just shifted buildings again, so we're at 48 Bannister Street, which is really great for our clients and families to have that privacy and security of an interview place. where nobody really notices anyone coming and going in our lovely little cottage. So that's the main reason for their having that security for them. Yeah, we absolutely love that. At the moment, we're doing a lot of shoebox and donation presents that have been donated to us. We have our living room called the Christmas room now, with lots of presents for boys and girls of all different ages, and for mums, and also and we also get to in this time do our own donations to different networks that we work with that also deal with children. So we'll donate some presents to another network, just to sharing the donation that we also get, that they can also share with their children that they're helping and families. Yeah.
Are you getting adequate donations for your presents?
Oh yes,
You
it's been so amazing.
So you're massive.
It's been so amazing, and like I said a couple of weeks ago, I love that, also that part of my job, the donations, and redistributing that throughout the communities here, and also families in need that if we see a notice up at a school or kindy that a new family shifted in and they don't have any towels or sheets or pillows. So, I managed to see a notice like that and kind of went, we've got a storage room. We've got a storage room. I can actually, deck their house out with everything that they need. So that was just awesome for me, and what my job does.
That is just beautiful. And even though there are problems in our community at times, there's obviously a lot of generous people, loving people
Definitely.
out there in our community who just have a passion for helping others.
Yeah.
And this is the spirit of the season, whānau. It's aroha, eh? It's have some aroha spread around the motu. And speaking about the motu and the aroha, I'd just like to pay our respects and sympathies to all the whānaus and friends of everybody affected by the incident up at Whakaari, White Island. There's a lot of pain around our community at the moment over the sad tragedy that happened up there. So on behalf of everyone here at the radio station, and on behalf of Tribal Nations, Hora Whenua to Upoko MC, we just want to send our condolences, sympathies and aroha to all the whānau affected by the terrible tragedy up at Whakaari, White Island. And we're sending our aroha to everybody out there and all those people lying in their hospital beds recovering from that terrible, terrible thing that happened up there, that natural disaster, just at the wrong place at the wrong time. So terrible, terrible thing for people going on holiday and being on a cruise ship, and
so close to Christmas,
so close to Christmas. Exactly, that's
you're not
terrible.
going to be there for Christmas, and that can also have an impact on the mental well-being of all these families. They're going to be sitting at the Christmas table, thinking, damn.
It's got to have an effect many Christmases to come for many, many whānau. So yeah, aroha out to everybody there affected, and also whānau, we'd just like to send our aroha and best wishes to our whānau members who are not with us tonight. Brother Darcy, Sister Linda, and their whānau have embarked on an overseas holiday trip. They were on their way to the cruise ship, and they're going to cruise around the Pacific. So all the best with that, whānau. Hope you have a great time, and we're sending our love to you. Hope you have a safe time too. So whānau, we might just play you a song.
What are you looking for? Tell me, what are you trying to see? You're trying so hard, but you can't. See break free from Babylon. Ooh, from Babylon. Ooh, I take you where the air is fresh and clean, and every man will have to live as one. 'Cause unity is what we need. What are you fighting for? Who you trying to be? You fight so much, but you can't seem to break free from Babylon. Ooh, from Babylon. Ooh. Whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. Girl, I wanna know your name, and you the same. The way you feel for me, I see the sparkle in your eyes. It's no surprise the love you have for me. So baby, come and take my hand. I know you can. Tell me what's the deal. I wanna get to know you, girl. So be my girl. I'll take you where you wanna be. And if it's with me, then that's okay. 'Cause I wanna stay here anyway. And if it's with me, then that's okay. 'Cause I wanna stay here anyway. I'll take you there. I'll take you there. I'll take you there. Ooh, I'll take you there. I'll take you there. Ooh, I'll take you there. I'll take you there. Now that I know your name and you the same, tell me what's been on your mind. I'm here to be a friend for you. This feeling so true. They say that love is blind, but let me tell you there's one thing I know that's true. I see the love inside. So baby, do you feel that love coincide with what I'm saying to you? And if it's with me, then that's okay. 'Cause I wanna stay here anyway. And if it's with me, then that's okay. 'Cause I wanna stay here anyway. I'll take you there. I'll take you there. I'll take you there. Ooh, I'll take you there. I'll take you there. Ooh, I'll take you there. I'll take you there.
Kia ora whānau, welcome back to Tribal Nations Tūpoko Horowhenua MC, broadcasting out of Arrow FM in Masterton. We'd just like to acknowledge and thank Arrow FM for their support of our radio broadcasting time. The messages for us is to talk about community wellbeing, and again, we'd like to thank and acknowledge Arrow FM for the opportunity for us to do this, to talk to the community, to talk to people out there in the aisle, in the world, about watching your own hinengaro, your own state of mind, and your own mental health, and not putting hurt on other people. And we're members of Tribal Nations MC, and our mission statement for Tribal Nations is to support those in the community who are disadvantaged, disenfranchised, and suffering serious illness, neglect, deprivation, abuse, whether physical, emotional, and addictions. So that's the part of our kaupapa, and part of our kaupapa is also about manaakitanga and kotahitanga. And we also have 5 other tenets that are sort of strong values for our club, and they're based on the acronym of FAITH, and that speaks to family, acceptance, integrity, trust, and honesty. So they're pretty strong values, whānau, and it's all about kaupapa. And you're welcome to ride with us any time on our kaupapa rides. And a lot of the reasons why people come to our club are for the kaupapa reasons. Now, the kaupapa is the kaupapa, and it never changes. So if you stay hearty with the kaupapa, your resolve will be strong forever. If you join our club for just wanting to ride with the boys and go down to the pub and get on the piss, that might not be the ideal out sort of club for you. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But just let me remind everyone out there that the mission statement of our club is to be supportive, is to exercise manaakitanga. And when we talk about unity, we're talking about everybody. We're talking about inclusiveness. So we're, it's looking after those in the community. So, you can't go out there and make racist statements and things like that in your own little private life, and then, think that you're okay rocking with the kaupapa, because you might need to check yourself with the kaupapa. And that's the challenge we're putting out there to everybody.
Practice what you preach,
if we're going to talk it, we may as well walk it. So
you have to. There's no other way about it,
Yeah.
It's not if or can I, we just have to. If we're a member, or you're a white ribbon ambassador, or someone that wants to be a white ribbon, or in the mental health or organisations, that is your job. You are supportive, so you need to do it. And this is just the club thing. This is what made the club what it is.
Yeah, well, I acknowledge and thank the members, the original members who had the vision to bring a club like this into Te Ao Marama. And
the strength too.
Yeah, and they brought us something very special. And, like we just mentioned, the kaupapa doesn't change. And the green ribbon kaupapa and the white ribbon kaupapa, they never leave us, they never change. So the mental health message and looking after yourself message is relevant at all times. The white ribbon message is relevant at all times. It guides us with our behaviour towards others, and checking our own behaviour towards others. And like I said about the kaupapa, if you ride with the kaupapa and you have the kaupapa in your heart, that is sustainable. Other behaviour might not be sustainable for continuing on with the kaupapa. So I acknowledge and thank everybody out there who stays with the kaupapa, who likes to ride with the kaupapa, who carries the kaupapa in their heart. And not only riders, anyone in our community that rock with the kaupapa, and the people out there with the passion to bring those good values to our community. Thank you very much, whānau. So that's my little 5 cents worth on kaupapa and where we're at with it. So,
Well said, though.
yeah, well, sometimes it needs to be said, sometimes it needs to be put out there
Oh,
to
100%.
remind people of, priorities and behaviour and watching their own behaviour. And, at this time of the year, it is it's important because there's pressures out there on people. We talked about that last week. There's financial, emotional.
Going on about that, because that's actually a topic that we need to talk about because my boss just came up to me and was just like, "Oh, we don't need you. Your contract ended," because I'm a contractor. I'm like, shit, it's 2 weeks out from Christmas. So I'm sitting out there. I'm like, man, I'm grateful that I don't have any family members that actually rely on me. So that got me thinking. There's a whole bunch out there that do. And are feeling 10 times worse than what I'm feeling, or 100 times worse than what I'm feeling, because the only person I've got to look out for myself right now is me. And I'm like, damn, like, is there any type of help out there that can actually help these families, And, if when I say that, I mean, obviously friends, look out for your family and other friends and your neighbours. If you hear about this or see them, it doesn't take much, you can put some fruit together or some vegetables, it doesn't cost much. Go over there, because in the day is the thing that makes us most angry is not having anything in our bellies, or is food, something that we actually need to live off. So doing that type of stuff for your neighbour or your friends, that can make a whole difference. If you know that they're struggling with the finance or they just lost their job, that can make a huge difference.
Mow their lawn for them.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Matt, I've got some lawns for you to mow.
Oh, sweet. $20.
$20, yes.
I still have to look out for myself.
Yeah, no. That's only fair. That's only fair.
This is per hour. No.
Yes, no, I have this experience with my job as well. I have employed some temporary workers through the project in the community work scheme, which is a subsidised work scheme from WINS, and it used to be called Restart, Access, Task Force Green, all those different names that it's had over the years. It's still the same thing. It's just a subsidised work program from WINS, and we have the opportunity sometimes to employ people in our community who are looking for work but struggling to find it, and so it helps us with our workload. But there's always at this time of the year when it's always they come to the end of their contract, and you always feel a little bit down in our hearts about having to let them go, because we've just talked about the pressure and the financial pressures that come on them in Christmas time, and it's always a concern when they've given so much and then you have to let them go because the contract is ended. But I was glad today, because these things are sort of bothering me. I had a talk to WINS today too, I was lucky enough to get them an extension with their contracts for another 3 months. So they were very, very happy with that. I could just see the relief on those guys' faces about not having to worry about at the worst time of the year it could possibly happen to get back, be lumped back in a situation where they're out there looking for another job. So hopefully that's made their Christmas a little lighter. So I felt
I'm sure it has.
Yeah, it made me feel
100%.
better too, to be able to help them. So thanks, WINS, for that.
But another thing is you can always do is like I was riding through Martinborough and I saw this lady, and she didn't seem that very happy. Obviously walking back from work or something, and she turned her head, so I gave her the old cheeky nod, running past, and then her face just lit. She was like, "Oh." Biker just said hello to me, that thing there, they just lighted up her day, and seeing that glow of smile, I'm like, oh.
You stop and get the
biker trick still works, does it?
Yes, a smile's infectious, isn't it? Sometimes, eh?
Yeah, just saying, oh, hi, or giving them, the okay, it can make a whole difference.
People,
Acknowledging, it is. Especially around this time of year,
especially at this time of the year.
We all forget that it's actually about giving.
Yeah.
Not about, me. It's about,
giving us smiles.
you know,
Easy,
that's something, you know.
isn't it?
It's very easy to do, and it's and it doesn't cost you anything.
Doesn't cost you anything, and it's like our brother said a couple of weeks ago. You know, get out there and smile to people. That's a good message at this time of the year. That's another positive message. So we're all about sending positive messages out there to you guys out there in the community. Look out for each other, be positive to each other, for yourself of aroha, and give some out. Stop the if you feel yourself under pressure and what you want to behave in the opposite manner, remove yourself, get yourself out of there, and go and do something else for a while and calm down. For a lot of us bike riders, one of those sort of ways of de-stressing is to go for a bike ride. So whatever it is that changes your current mental state, that's if you're in a bad state, get out there and do something that's going to change it to the positive. And that's another message we'd like to get out there, whānau. So any other kōrero about well-being tonight, whānau? No?
My mind's just gone blank.
Mine's
Now
gone blank.
that I've just been put on the spot.
Yeah,
Talk, but I
well,
don't need to.
we're just going to reinforce that message, eh? Just look out for each other. Be good, be kind to each other.
Be kind to each other.
It is the season for giving, and it's the season for being. It should be a season for being happy, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and but there are pressures out there. We acknowledge that. So we might play you another song, whānau. This is one of young Matt's
Soft versions.
songs. Hope you enjoy it.
Days are cold and the cards are fold, and the saints we see are all made of gold.
When your dreams they fail, and the ones we hail are the worst of all, and the bloods run stale.
I wanna hide the truth, I wanna shelter you, but with the beast inside, there's nowhere we can hide. No matter what we breed, we still are made of greed. This is my kingdom come, this is my kingdom come. When you feel my heat, look into my eyes. It's where my demons hide, it's where my demons hide.
Don't get too close, it's dark inside. It's where my demons hide, it's where my demons hide.
Curtains call us the last of all. When the lights fade out, all the sinners crawl.
So they dug your grave, and the masquerade will come calling out at the mess you've made.
Don't wanna let you down, but I am hellbound. Though this is all for you, don't wanna hide the truth. No matter what we breed, we still are made of greed. This is my kingdom come, this is my kingdom come.
When you feel my heat, look into my eyes. It's where my demons hide, it's where my demons hide.
Don't get too close, it's dark inside. It's where my demons hide, it's where my demons hide.
They say it's what you make, I say it's up to fate. It's woven in my soul, I need to let you go.
Your eyes, they shine so bright, I wanna save their light. I can't escape this now, unless you show me how. When you feel my heat, look into my eyes. It's where my demons hide, it's where my demons hide. Don't get too close, it's dark inside. It's where my demons hide, it's where my demons hide.
And telling of experience of how we nearly committed suicide. And
Welcome back, whānau. hope you enjoyed that song there. What was that song called, Matt?
That was called Demons. I'll have to look it up on the phone.
Demons. You want to release those demons, I know.
That was Demons. Can't remember who it was originally by, but it's by Yance and Janelle. You can probably find it on YouTube. It's just a cover. But yeah, it's a good song. You know, it's about basically, you know, suffering. You know, that's why what I took from the song was basically, you know, guy's obviously got some demons behind him, and you know he doesn't want to share them with a girl or, you know, the loved ones, you know, because he's afraid of what they might see. But on the other hand, you know, he wants to get close to them, so it's quite a strong message right there, I believe, in that song.
Oh, well done. Yep, it's awesome. While our sister Lavinia is here, whānau, talking about Women's Refuge and the Wairarapa Women's Refuge, we're going to take advantage of her being here again tonight to just remind people it's a woman's refuge, isn't it?
Yes.
It's so if a woman are feeling threatened, is it?
Domestic violence.
Domestic violence.
It's not just being threatened, it's, you know, physical threats. And if it's, you know, it's been historical or, you know, of many years of what's been going on in their life. Yeah.
They get in touch with you guys at the crisis line.
On the crisis line.
On the crisis line, whānau, and that's 06377 1717.
That's great.
And whereabouts are you guys based again?
48 Bannister Street, Masterton.
48 Bannister Street, Masterton. And is that an open door situation? Can you just walk
It
in
is
there?
an open door situation.
Yep.
If we're not in interviews and if the door is shut, it's because we're probably in an interview inside the house, but just knock.
Yep.
Just knock.
And someone will get someone will come out.
Definitely, yeah.
Thank you for your service to our community, sister. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
With that. Yeah, it's a great. Well, it's an awesome mahi you're doing to help whānau in distress. It's not so awesome to be on the end of that if you're a victim of it. So again, we want to get out the message to be kind to each other, support each other. So that's, you know, again, manakitanga and kotahitanga. Kotahitanga is talking about your family and your unity within the family unit. And the challenge to all men out there is to stop your family violence, your violence towards your whānau, towards your kids, towards your women. That's the message of the White Ribbon, and that's the message of tribal nations as well. So
Sorry, mate. I just want to do a shout out. So there's one of my best friends. You know, he really wanted to listen in, and he wants to come. He was asking all these sorts of questions today about the White Ribbon, and he just messaged me saying we're listening in, and it's beautiful. So cheer, my bro, Luke Moffat.
kia ora, Luke Moffat. No mai haere mai, Luke. You can come in any time and have a kōrero with us. I'm sure it's always good to have new people to bounce off. So yeah, don't be a stranger, Luke. No mai.
You won't be.
Cool. That's something to look forward to in the future, whānau. Whānau, I don't know where we're going to be at in the next few weeks with Christmas coming up with regard to whether we're going to be broadcasting. We might be taking a little break over the Christmas period and come back to you hopefully in the new year, because we've been lucky enough to be supported by Arrow FM, and again I just want to acknowledge Arrow FM for their support for Tribal Nations Radio. And we went to the Christmas party the other night for Arrow FM.
So many beautiful people involved in the community doing some great talks.
Got to meet other broadcasters who, you know, quite a diverse group of people who add colour to our community and who sit here in the studio and talk about their special interests.
Yeah.
And so that was beautiful, and it was good to acknowledge Arrow FM for their support of Tribal Nations Radio, for their manakitanga, for our efforts to spread the good news out there as we see it for our whānau out there in the community. So, thank you, RFM. And I don't know where we're going to be at in the next few weeks. We could be here. It could be Luke and Matt. If you're listening, Luke, might be just you guys carrying on for the next few weeks if you want to. And I might go on holiday. So
you hear that, Luke? You're coming along.
Yeah. So that's cool. Have you got a motorbike, Luke? You might have to
He told me that he really likes the Indian models.
Oh, that's good.
So I told him he's got to start somewhere.
Or you can't. Or you can't start in a much better place than on an Indian, I think.
He can't start one on an Indian because they don't give you. I don't think there's one for learner proofs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you've got to be law abiding too, Luke.
You're a rebel.
Yeah. So thank you, whānau, for listening in for the last few weeks, and on behalf of all of us here at Tribal Nations Radio, Tūpoko o Tika Horowhenua Whānau Radio, just like to thank everyone, and thank Sister Lavinia.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, everyone. Be safe and kind to each other.
Thank you, Sister Shah.
Modi ora.
Merry Christmas, guys. Did you beat me or not?
Thank you, bro. Thank you for all your contributions.
No worries, and hopefully we'll see you next week, or if not, Merry Christmas and have an awesome New Year's. Keep safe and look out for one another.
Yeah, whānau. Merry Christmas to everybody out there, to all the whānaus. Stay hearty, stay strong with your with the kaupapa. Those who are rocking with the kaupapa, remember what the kaupapa is all about. Kaupapa will hold you in good stead if you stick with the kaupapa. So, kaupapa 100%. So, everyone out there, wishing you all aroha, have a good, happy week. If I'm not back again next week, it might be Brother Matt and Brother Luke doing the show. So, tune in next week. You might be surprised. Cheerio whānau.
Cheers.
Every month, your hosts, Lucy Cooper and Katie Abbott, chat with people involved